I am making this video to talk about a fact of life that I think I've already known, but that have never been so clearer to me than these days. In this life, what we become is largely determined by things that are beyond ourselves, things that we do not control, things that are almost completely independent of us. We are at the mercy of whatever could happen in reality. When people fail or succeed in life, I believe now that it is not that in the vast majority of cases, in the large majority of cases, the principal factor of the success or the failure is not their determination or their willingness or their passion or their hard work. I do not believe it. Sure, those things are key elements of success. Those things can make the difference between succeeding and not succeeding. And if we want to achieve something in life, if you want to reach important milestone, most likely you have to do some important work. So I am not trying to say that we should just be lazy. No, hard work is important and hard work counts. But I'm saying that hard work is not what counts the most. What counts the most, in my opinion, are things like your genes that you inherited from all your ancestry, the environment you grew up in, meaning your country, your family, the psychological state of your parents, the neighborhood, and all the form of traumatic experiences that you may have encountered throughout your childhood. We also have natural talents. We also have pure luck, right? And we also have the fact that certain things may or may not have happened to us. For example, you could be the most hardworking man in the world, but if you can go into a very big accident that, I don't know, maybe leaves you completely paralyzed. When you go through such things, you realize that even though hard work is important and hard work is even necessary to achieve most successes in life, there are things that are even more necessary. There are some prerequisites that needs to be there for the hard work to make sense in many cases. I'll give you an example. Take football, for example, or any sports. Let's say you are a very hardworking footballer. You train every morning, you follow the very intense training regimen, you are consistent in your practice, you go through the pain of the exercise of the formation, and you maintain an exemplary discipline. But then you get injured very frequently throughout your career. You will never become the best that way, even if you are a beast of hard work. For those who are familiar with football, we had many football legends. Well, legends may not be the word, but we had many football stars whose career was completely shattered by injuries. I can talk about Adriano. I can talk about Neymar as well. And so these guys never became the best. These guys never won Ballon d'Ors they never won Ballon d'Ors. But then it's not that they did not work hard, it's that something beyond them happened to them, which is the injuries. No footballer chooses to be injured. Sure, there are things that we can do to reduce the risk of injuries, but then some people have a body that is just more fragile than the others. Which makes them naturally more prone to injuries. It makes them very easy. It makes it very easy for them to get injured. If you're a footballer with such a condition, even with all the hard work in the world, you will not become the best because you will not be on the field since you are injured. And I think a situation like this can happen in pretty much all areas of life. It is happening to me right now. I am in a situation where I am clearly failing in my domain. But it's not because I don't work hard. It's not because I don't have the passion to do it. It's not because I don't have the talent or the aptitude to do it. It's because things beyond me, like injuries in case of football, it's because things beyond me are preventing me from giving the best of myself. And my situation is showing me clearly that in this life, our mind, our will, what we do is not the only important determinant of what we become. Major determinants of what we become are things that are simply completely beyond our control. In some cases, we can tune around them, we can make adjustments. In other cases, it's almost impossible to make an adjustment. I used to be among the people who believe that if somebody does not succeed in life, if somebody is, let's say, at a very bad situation in the adult age, let's say in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, then most likely it is because they just didn't work hard or, they were lazying around. In many cases, that is true. In a lot of cases, that is true. A lot of people are just plain lazy. A lot of people just do not put the hard work. But there are also a lot of people who were simply compromised by things that they cannot control, things that are beyond them, things that surpass them. For example, you could have worked very hard to save tons of money, and the day before you make your financial moves, your financial investments, you get robbed. Let's say the robbers came to your house, they take everything, take all the money, and they even cut your hand in the process. Now you are at stage -10. Is it possible to rise back up? Yes, it's possible to rise back up. But let's say that guy does not, right? And then you meet him 5 years later, he's living in a very poor apartment, very harsh financial situation. Can we really see that this guy did not succeed financially in life because he did not work hard? Because he's just a lazy guy who has no intention, has no passion, no discipline? I say no. Things can happen in life, really. That's why I really don't judge people. I will never ever judge people. I see somebody whose life is completely upside down, I don't judge him. I don't make any judgment, I just go my way. Sure, he could have been lazy and all of that, that is very possible. But it is also possible that the cards that he has been dealt with, or the events that he went through in life, simply surpassed him. And that is completely understandable to me. So what should we do then? Should we just say, oh, life is hard, things are going on, there are these and these factors beyond my control happening to me, I should just give up? No, that's not what I'm saying. Here I am just acknowledging the fact that our success or our failure is not always, can sometimes depend on things that are beyond us. That is my point here. Now, how you react to that information is up to you, right? Some people decide to give up, some people decide to say, all right, I will try to do my best with what I have. So I'm not asking you to give up, I'm just saying that some people can fail because things happen to them. Even success, some people can succeed because things happen to them. They may have a good family, they may go through some lucky thing may happen to them, and so on and so forth. I don't know. I'm just saying that we are not that much in control of our destiny. Not as much as we think. Sure, we have some control because we can decide to work or not. But it is possible that that work leads us to nowhere. That is very much possible. But not nowhere, but I mean, it does not lead us where we want to go. So that is it with my rant today. Thank you for your attention.